This is what gaming is all about, guys. Getting together with your homies, playing together as a unit, and having a ton of fun. This is a game I played with my IRL friend, Cliff the Pro, as well as some really great internet friends I have that I've been playing with on a weekly basis. We usually play private matches, but after playing some private matches on the new maps, we decided to say, hey, let's just go ahead and do a public match. So we're CT here. This is me, John Rocker, and Cliff the Pro here, one of my homies for a long time. Taking first contact here, getting an opening kill, and Paladin trading it out intelligently. Andro goes down there at barrels, and here I am, John Rocker, picking up a headshot and mowing down another. So now that it's 2v1, Susie and I just need to peek together. The guy's at pillar, he gets simul-peeked, and he doesn't stand a chance with the Glock. It's always important to win the pistol round, because whenever you win the pistol round, you're able to buy in the second round, where unless the other team gets the bomb down and gets 4 kills or more, they really don't want to be forcing after they lose the first round. After the all-important pistol round is picked up, submachine guns are acquired, with armor, beautifully, head armor across the board with util, so everyone macroing properly. You love to see that, it's always a good sign. And John Rocker, that's me, playing connector, and we can see on the minimap a connector push and 2 people bot. Well, more than 2, we see a Mack truck and a Tech 9. We're just go for Rocker a second and a third, and another guy's hiding in connector as the Rockman pushes for the 4-piece and gets it. Absolute decimation. And the last guy is jerking himself off in bathrooms like Jerry Sandusky, being completely worthless. And Cliff the Pro thinking, now where could he be? We had control, they weren't around B, and he racing for fun. Cliff the Pro, a consistent asset, always. So 6-0 for John Rocker, a very quick 6 kills. And because they did sort of a half-ass buy, the terrorists here aren't really going to have the ability to do a standard AK buy. Remember, the minimum you need for a standard AK buy, 3,700, and that's no util, and you really want to have at least 1 piece of util. And whenever you do a broken buy like that, it puts you in a situation where when you lose and don't get bombed down, it's just a disaster. Rocker pop fires a guy and obliterates him. As we see Susie here, the bathroom player, very important position here because you have to be disciplined and you have to be wary of being flanked from long, because a lot of times people don't have a dedicated long player on CT. Rocker picking up another kill there, and Susie taking a bit of contact, so he goes down, but Rocker's going to try to trade it, kills one, and trying to pop fire there. The guy's on party. And Paladin goes down as well. So suddenly it's a 2v2, things getting a little bit testy, as it looked like the CT side had it for sure, but they pushed together on party and got a couple kills. So it's 2v2, and if you're the CTs here, you've got to sort of be thinking, well, we just saw them bathroom. They're almost certainly just going to push to A together because they killed the 2 A players, as Andros set up there at dumpster and just gets fucking wasted straight up. That was a crazy shot. Cliff the Pro throws a flashbang up top. That's how you want to enter whenever you retake from that position. And he's trying to eliminate where they can be, roast the guy at flower pots, and whenever you throw util, you're sort of eliminating where they could be hiding. And you can see he's checking bank, sort of thinking long, and sort of trying to eliminate, okay, I'm going to smoke off long, and I'm maybe going to try to jam, and he was flower pots, and Cliff the Pro sprays at him, gets him down to 27, and narrowly dies there. So you could see the way that he used the way he used utility was intelligent to try to retake the site, where he smoked off long and threw a molly around bank and flashed his way in. You don't want to try to retake in a 1v2 like that and just run out. You have to try to use utility appropriately to try to eliminate the spots where you can dive from, or else you can just be peeked from so many angles it's nearly impossible. So Cliff the Pro gets dropped. A nice little M4 called the Macro Machine. My StarCraft 2 fans know what that's a reference to. As another B push is tried, and Cliff the Pro eats one alive, wounds another. And we can see Andros set up at barrels. Paladin's playing around construction with Cliff the Pro. And John Rocker and Susie have rotated down a spot. Cliff the Pro frag there. Andro trades it out. And John Rocker goes down as well. Paladin rotating over, and the bomb is down pipe here. So they can just play around the pipe. Susie's got this. This guy who's screwing around in Monster here is 34 health. So even if Susie can shoot his kneecaps a bit, he's going to get him. But KJ Martin, who's just been lurking bathroom the whole game, is going to sneak and kill the Susurino. And suddenly, it's 2v2. And Pala's sneaking. He's a very sneaky player, a deceptive player at times. Not in like an underhanding or conniving way, as he gets wasted there from Connector trying to see if the guy picked the bomb up. And suddenly it's a 1v2 for Andro, as he can deduce here based on that util. They're coming. He gets one, and he wastes the other. Andro showing off his big brain like Dr. Giro, and you love to see that. That was a huge play, because it's very vexing to lose rounds where you're ahead and around people-wise, util-wise, position-wise. Remember, they had the bomb down there, did the CT-sided protagonist hero players, and you can really bog around down as we jump back to the John Rocker POV here. If you get the bomb down, suddenly you can gut the round from the terrace. If it's stranded in a really stupid spot, you can make it a nightmare to get back. And it's going to be another Connector play as the Rockman does a little bit of a panic spray here as Cliff the Pro gets his AK out. Waste one as Susie wheels down from bathroom. A beautiful rotation to help Cliff the Pro as Cliff the Pro wastes a guy at the top of Connector. And he's going to try to defend himself from a flanker here. And he's doing a little dance with the Deagle. And he gets basically barrel stuffed as the Susurino here is looking at the last guy. He wants him to walk into him. He has bomb down, and this is what I'm talking about. Bomb is down Connector. Susie can play a bomb, and he did the right thing there. He just got waxed. And Paladin here is going to try to use a door that can't be opened like it's doomed to. So here you have the B anchor players, meaning that they're the guys that consistently stay on the site, whereas the Connector player and the bathroom player are more prone to rotate. Those are the guys that stylistically on this map are moving around a lot more, and they're the rotate players. An anchor player is someone who consistently stays on the site until they pretty much know that it's going to the other side. It doesn't mean like dead weight or any negative connotation. We can see that the B players, Andro and Pala, have deduced that, okay, it's not B's, we're going to rotate A, and that was smart. Open it up with the flash. Oh shit, my bad. I meant to hit 0, and beautiful simul peek there from Andro. Andro and Pala, nice rotation, and whenever you're the one person left versus two people on this map, and you go up to Bath on a rotation, you're like, alright, I'm going A to Bath, and they're already there waiting for you around Dumpster. It's very daunting. It feels like, especially if you don't have a lot of util, if they're already set up there, man, it's hard to breach that site. So I'm going to sprint into Connector here again. Truthfully, I don't really play Connector a lot of the time. And a beautiful opening pick there from Cliff the Pro. And I'm going to peek out as well and waste a guy pipe. Cliff the Pro and I, a lethal combination, my wingman partner in Counter-Strike. And I get waxed there as Susie rotates over and helps seal Connector. Cliff the Pro has been a devastating FPS player for the over 10 years that I've known him. It's coming in at like 12 or 13 years at this point as he picks up another kill there. We can see Andro still holding barrels as him and Cliff the Pro have a sick crossfire here. No one's ever going to get around barrels as Susie wastes a guy. And remember, the bomb is down. Paladin is playing bomb. I mean, this is great. When you have multiple man advantages like this, having a guy on bomb ensures that the other team, as Susie oddly chokes a kill there. And Paladin's watching the Connector, a little bit of spray going into the Connector there from Deception, which is beautiful. Having a guy playing the bomb whenever it's down and you have a man advantage is nice, because one of the only ways you're going to lose a round in a 1v4 is if the guy like sneaks the bomb away somehow with the smoke or something cute. And Paladin's looking at Connector, and Cliff the Pro gets waxed there. So suddenly it's a 1v2. Paladin's like, okay, crap, and he gets him. Beautiful kill from Paladin. As you see, Ari Gold quote coming in there from John Rocker. You'll love to see that. And it's very important in this game, of course, to synchronize your buys. That means that if a few people have ARs, then the rest of the team needs to have some sort of weapon. You don't want to do this disjointed thing where half of the team has good weapons and then you're not paying attention and you just have a pistol. So as the guy who's sort of calling the strats and being the offensive coordinator, I'll always, if I notice like one guy's broken, one guy has 9k, I'll just say like, hey X, can you buy for Y please? And that prevents someone from like buying a Tech 9 and half armor and then like someone buys him like an SMG and it's a big waste. Like Jeb as Susie picks up a kill there. And at this point I'm feeling myself and I know that I can win aim duels with these kids, as apparently Susie can't, as he gets waxed again there. It's a little bit of a lighthearted quip there, as Cliff the Pro picking up another kill on long. And I can hear this guy connector, see his flash, look away from it. And he's going to push down Death Valley, and I was really expecting him to push connector after that flash. And Cliff the Pro wastes one, sees the molly, and I'm going to sneak flank up and pincer this guy as Cliff the Pro. Not able to kill that one. He calls him perfectly here in game, and I open up his brain like Shea Stadium. That wasn't a battery I was throwing either. It's always a good feeling in Counter-Strike whenever you're playing with a full team and you know that they have your back. You know that if this spot is said that it's being watched, that they're not going to look away from it without saying anything. As I drop the flash from Cliff the Pro, he loves to do this play. This is a lethal tactic he does where it's like a bee stopping blitz play. And he'll throw this, he'll lollipop this flash in, and he'll peek this monster pipe, and this happens. It's a kill for sure, probably two. In private matches, he just decimates us with this. This is a Cliff the Pro classic, as John Rocker picks up a kill at construction. And this is classic. There's rapid kills right out the gate, and it doesn't matter if they get one like that. The bomb is down, and this is essentially an unwinnable round for this bozo, Mr. Mark here. And he might kill the 6 HP John Rocker, but Andro's fucking monster. Pala's watching it as well. There's no way. Big deal. This is the thing about a 5v1. It's like, okay, is he really going to be able to win this? Well, he picked up the bomb. So this is where it gets dangerous. When they pick up the bomb, things get a little testy. But if you keep the bomb down, it's really the crux of the issue. But he snuck in there and got Pala as Andro picks him up. Susie picks him up, rather. My observing's a little bit shut, to be honest. I'm absolutely horrific with the Counter-Strike UI, so you'll have to forgive me when I miss kills and stuff like that. So John Rocker picks up the macro machine like Greg Fields, and he's been playing connector all game, and Susie's been playing bathroom all game. Now these are the big heavy rotating roles, as I was saying earlier, and Pala and Andro have been playing a consistent B anchor, and it's been very hard for the other team to push B. As Susie picks up a kill there, you love to see that. And the bathroom player and the connector player have to be able to work well together, as Susie's getting pushed here from party, and John Rocker flanking up here to try to help Susie. Blitzes a guy, and he's going to wheel around here to pincer this guy, another for Rocker. As you know, you really feel in yourself when you see that sort of like instant erotic weapon drop, when you see a scope and oh my god, that was an enemy at connector, as Rocker wastes another. As this is the moment when you're saying, wow, I'm really feeling myself. And at this point, the team that's starting to implode. This is one of those signs where you see it on the enemy team and it's like, wow, they really are imploding. They're having a meltdown moment. As he's lying here, oh, he's going through water and he's lying, but you'll see in this game there's going to be some dissension sown, some dysentery in the ranks, as Chris Moltisanti would say. And this is the classic stupid like newbie FPS, like, oh, the guy typing in chat like he's B and then he's A. Well, this team is going to start to melt down. This is one of those teams that it's going to come apart at the seams for them. It's not just going to be a loss, it's going to be a soul-crushing, humiliating experience that defines your night as a gamer, really, if you're playing video games and you have one of these nights. as this guy gets ridiculously lucky as he's just saving like a joker, not even trying to win. Which, you know, it's not the improper play, but they're not going to win many rounds, let me put it to you that way. But the bathroom player has to work well together with the connector player, because what often happens is they have to think of it like defending a blitz. If you're a lineman and you identify the blitz and you sort of have to slide down, so to speak, to pick up the blitz, it's the same concept. If the T's push Bravo and I'm the connector player, I have to slide down to watch pipe and help them as the B rotate player, and Susie has to slide down as well as the bathroom player and sort of be more connector centric and make sure they don't come through connector. Once we know it's a B push, as Susie gets waxed there, and Cliff the Pro does as well, so a very odd start. As I'm going to pop fire here with an M4. I'm really not comfortable with the unsilenced M4, but I'm having a good game, so I'm going to get 2 anyway. It's one of those games where like nothing can go wrong. And I'm Gold League for the record, and I'm not smurfing. This isn't like one of my StarCraft 2 gameplays where I'm Masters, and you can like really learn a lot from watching my mechanics. This is more of like a fun cast of a really fun game that I had with my friends. And these are the videos that I find myself like revisiting that have the most value to me. Because like these games will drop out of my replay folder after another week of playing and they'll be lost. And this was like a hilarious fun game where everyone did their part and played really well as a unit. And this is what gaming is all about. It's like working with your friends together and having fun. So this guy's playing like a weird lurk. He's pushed way up, waiting for the rotate. And this is almost always going to get you because you're going to have your knife out like this. And he's like, oh, wow, he didn't kill me. So one's going to go heaven, which is Pala, and he's just going to get one tapped. And this guy's hiding in the corner to the fucking... You can see him on the Fog of War there. It's a hard retake, 2v3 like that. But if we hit tab here, we can see John Rocker with a filthy 19 kills, 4 MVPs. And you can see only Cliff the Pro is ranked, which gives you an idea of how much everyone else plays ranked. And they just updated the way that ranked was considered and balanced as far as not just having like 90% of the player base in Silver League, LOL, which is crazy. So John Rocker here is still defending connector, and once you see like shots come like that when you're the connector player, you blow your util. Because Susie is also being pressured here. He's a very good communicator. He calls out to me that they're pushing party. So I think it's like a B split take. So it's my job to like, okay, I need to seal off B and run up there and help him, and now that I'm out of util, I have to play hard connector. Duck the flash there, hide in the corner, wait till I'm not flashed, blast the first guy, spray the second guy down, and that's their push gutted. After that, their win probability completely tanks. And I pick up a gun there just for style points, blast the guy that Andro called out. And this is one great thing about playing with people that you trust and that are your friends, is the callouts are there. Like as soon as you hear fucking gunfire, you know like, okay, where's the guy? You know where to look. It's not just like, oh, it's over at B and you rotate and like, oh, the guy was in the construction corner and I die. So Susie's done a great job of playing conservatively and not dying first. That's like really the most important thing when you're the bathroom player, is you never want to get first picked as the bathroom player. And you take a lot of contact at bathroom, so when you play in public matches, people will like want to play bathroom. And if they're bad, they'll always die first at bathroom, and it makes playing CT on this map impossibly difficult. As we see Andros still at barrels, but he has an SMG and he obliterates the guy. And I wanted to show the other person's POV. Andro was just going to light him up, and that's bomb down. Andro calls that. We know that it's down. And that's the round 1 completely, not just off the time. That motherfucker could have had 2 days to win that round, and he still would have lost it as Cliff wasted him after for fun. And at this point, the other team is sort of sitting there saying, Jesus Christ, like we can't get anything done. It's very vexing when you're T on this map and you know that a guy is going to be barrels and you have a hard time getting rid of the barrel player. Even if you know like utility for barrels, whether it's a over the wall smoke or you're flashing in, if the barrels guy is having success and the barrels guy can trust his construction player, which is Paladin in this case, and Andrew's the barrel player, it's very vexing to push B. It feels like there's a stone wall up, as Susie picks up an opening kill there, as John Rocker pushing up to help him. And this is what I'm talking about, sliding over. In the same way that you slide over to defend B together, when they push party, John Rocker slides up to the mouth of connector and wastes the guys pushing Susie. And in the same way that it makes it hard to push B when the anchor players are playing well off of each other, anytime you try to push mid and get party or fountain control, which is a very common tactic on this map, you just get destroyed by a guy instantly rotating through connector. Sandro pop fires that guy down. The last two people lurking. This guy loves this last two people. I don't have my glasses on, Kappa. This last guy loves to play this underneath B lurk, and if you see their T's in general, they're attacking together, yeah, but are they going as 5 a lot? No, not really. They're doing a lot of split takes. They're trying to send 2 through connector. One will lurk off bath if they push B, because I'm like, oh, there he is, lol, and Cliff the Pro and I waste him. Well, that means that your attacks don't have as much punching power. And it also means that if you do split takes and you get meat grindered, where you're doing half of your split take, like connector, which on any map, remember connector is the part of the map that joins 2 important parts of the map and is how you get from one site to another quickly, frequently. So oftentimes if you do a split take on any map, it's going to involve a connector, because connector is one of those global callouts. Well, if I'm sitting at connector and destroying them every time they come connector, then that means that anytime they do a split take, it's like, oh, our split take's gutted. You sort of take more of a risk when you do a split take. As we see at this point, they're just completely melting down and killing each other, and you love to see that. That means you frustrated them to a point where there's nothing left mentally. They're broken. As Susie picks up the bathroom lurk, and Cliff the Pro and I absolutely decimate the connector pushers, and you love to see that. Cliff the Pro and I have such a harmony and such a synergy. It's the sort of thing that you know what the other guy is going to do, and you can trust the other guy implicitly. And I know I've spoken a lot about Andro and Pala playing good anchor, and Susie and I working together to slide over like good linemen. Well, Cliff the Pro has been playing sort of like a free-roaming lurk style, and I've been playing with him for so long that I understand that he's a hyper-disciplined, like hard carry, mad fragger type player, and I can give him a lot of leeway and he's never going to make dumb mistakes. And it's not that other people that I give instruction to are idiots, it's that as I get ridiculously flanked there from a guy standing on ladder, it's that Cliff the Pro is a guy that excels when he gets a lot of leeway and can freelance. Susie being pushed from party as he gets denied there by the sign, like it says mask required. Cliff the Pro trying to trade it. He's the connector mouth player after I went down. And 2 guys party. They're going to say, well shit, this guy's head glitching us. And Andro coming up here. Pala as well. And this is a nice little rotation. Pala wastes a guy as Andro dies, so suddenly it's 2v1 for the good boys, and Cliff the Pro goes down, and Pala here, he has bomb down, he just needs to hold an angle here, and he sort of gets unsure of himself, and he's sort of thinking like, do I watch middle or do I watch party? And I was thinking like, maybe you should have stood in that corner right in the middle of the screen, is what I said at the time, and Cliff the Pro said, well, if he would have just held the angle solidly, he would have been fine. Both are true. A lot of times in Counter-Strike, even if there are 2 spots the enemy can come from, you should just set up in a spot where you only have to watch one angle, and if they come from the other angle, you don't die because they don't see you immediately. That's the thing about that corner, is like, he can wheel out mid, and you're still going to be able to waste him, and you're looking right up at party. Whenever you're playing people who seemingly lose every aim duel with you, you can do what's called playing for information, which is whenever you push up and you sort of say, well, they're definitely not connector because I'm way further forward, unless that idiot's jerking himself up on ladder again as Andro gets waxed. So now Pala has to sit here to himself and sort of say like, well, where should I hide where I'm not going to get flanked? And thankfully John Rocker comes so he doesn't have to worry about two angles. Stucks the flash there, and Rocker wastes one. He's going to keep going, and gets the other. 12-3, just decimation. 27 frags in the first half for your boy. And at this point, the other team is coming apart at the seams, like the 2014 Rangers. And it's just disaster. They're eating each other alive, like conservatives. And it's a horror show. They're eating a right real horror show. And you look at the frag totals here. It's deception, freelancing, and decimating. Me absolutely eviscerating people connector. And then any time that they did make their way to B, Andro decimated them along with Pala. They couldn't get through B. And it's funny whenever you see like a ridiculous CT domination and then the other team just blitzes in as T and gets the bomb down immediately, and you're like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be done. As we see the CTs playing a fountain-centric defense, oftentimes on pistols, the CT will stack a side that they think they're going to go to. Especially whenever you're playing people that are better than you. It's like, well, I mean, we're going to have to stack a site. We can't just play straight up angles. Cliff the Pro, going to hide in a corner. I think he's going to knife here to be hard. He just straight lets the guy go. Look at this. Classic Cliff the Pro. I mean, this is why they call him Deception. Is he gets the beautiful knife out and embarrasses the opposition. And it's sort of like, well, we don't even want to retake. Like, they're scared at this point. And oftentimes fear will masquerade as like nonchalantness and dissension. As John Rocker, gonna try to trade this. See you later. That's just straight humiliating, honestly. And at this point, John Rocker's sitting to himself saying, well, I hope I can get 30 like Mello before we finish winning the rest of these T rounds. Because remember, once you win the pistol round, the next round should be a sure thing, like Johnny Drama. You did the wave nod, bro! That was like them doing this shitty half-buy and them team killing each other. That's the Counter-Strike equivalent of the wave nod. John Rocker blitzes in, picks up an opening pick, and he's going to Molly Graffiters, and Debbie Down Syndrome's here in the smoke, finger popping himself. And Andro looking around. A lot of times when someone smokes weirdly like this, you just want to spray through the smoke. KJ Martin goes down as he just gets obliterated there. It's my observing has been nothing short of horrific this game. And this is a really like weird thing. Like it's 14-3. And I tell this is great for you StarCraft heads. I tell the opposing team what Idra told Destiny whenever Idra 10 pooled Destiny, and Destiny said, WTF, EG all inner. And Idra said, you're not worth my time. Because Destiny would famously go like Mass Turtle Infestor style, which would lead to these long, ridiculous games. Nothing more annoying ZVZ than playing against someone who did like that double upgrade into Fast Ultra style where they could just abusively attack and snipe bases down. But we can see here the other team is in shambles. At this point there's nothing left of them. And we're riding out on the credits to this game because the Rockman's picked up 30. Beautiful harmony has been displayed. And it's just like this epic anime moment. It's like Yu Yu Hakusho in the tournament arc, where it's one of the first few rounds where you sort of know they're not going to lose in the first round, lol, but it's still refreshing whenever they get that like big W against the randoms. Because for weeks and weeks we played together for fun in private matches, which I love, by the way, private matches. I mean, really they're the bread and butter of gaming. That's like, basically like that's a million times better version of fucking split screen, where you can just like, even if you try not to screen peek, you fucking know where the other guy is, lol. Playing legitimate private matches from your own PC with each other and having fun. I mean, that's the ticket right there. But since we only had 5 people, it's sort of disjointed in terms of the amount of people you need. Obviously you want 10, but you can make do with 8. 8's a really good number. But if you have 5, we said fuck it, let's try a normal match after we did the new maps. Is Cliff the Pro here. laying down a little bit of covering fire. And I was like, Cliff, you have bomb, LOL, and he was like, I know. But overall, it was an exceptional defensive performance and a game that made me very happy. The people that went connector were decimated relentlessly, and anytime I died, Cliff immediately was there to flex over and destroy them, and Pala shifted over and played the flex connector or Susi rather, played the flex connector role beautifully, as you see the man himself, Suserino, pick up a kill. And this is garbage time. This is in football whenever they put in the reserves. And this is like in baseball whenever they pitch a position player. Like Ian Kinsler, Charlie Culberson, go out there and throw the knuckleball as it gets wrapped up there. As the other team very mad about the ferocious ass blasting they took. Just like in Call of Duty, it leads to an embarrassing rage quit and getting laughed the fuck out of the server. Disgusting numbers for your protagonist. Great game, love my boys, easy, sub for more.